So we have blocks, and they're kind of silent people. They sabotage you. They kind of retired 10 years ago, just never let HR know. They're way past Ben's Alliance, way past. And this is what they remind me of. On les appelle à Québec les morts vivants. We call them in Quebec, where I come from, the living dead. And that's actually George of the Galapagos Islands. If you've been to the Galapagos Islands, he's the last of a species of giant tortoise, and he wouldn't mate, if you remember. And how you know you're working with a lonesome George is that you get desperate trying to figure the guy out, right? And that's what they did on the Darwin Research Station. They built a heart-shaped swimming pool to try to get him in the mood. Maybe he, or they brought other couples in to try to show him how to do it. That's Lonesome George, and he's in denial. He just doesn't get it. And people have trouble with him. And this is what he sounds like. You pick up people who are blocking your company by their vision, by their auditory clues. Ain't broke, don't fix it. Always done it that way. That will never work. Those are the 3 top sentences that they use. How many by a hum know somebody at your company like that? 1, 2, 3. Whoa, that's way too many. Mostly over here. How many of you are sitting next to that person right now? I know, you wouldn't want to do it. You see, these are good people, and I don't mean to let them go, but don't tolerate behavior if they're yelling at you to let them go. That's actually a picture of my father as a German-Canadian. They're tough. How many of you, by a hum, have German-Canadian fathers? See, they're not popular. Nobody wants them. See, the point is that they won't use many words, but so they're tough to spot. Like Alf. Like Anna said to Alf after 25 years of marriage, Alf, you never tell me you love me. He said, I told you the day we married. If it changes, I'll let you know. That kind of guy. And the thing is, you've got a myth about these people, I want to break it, is that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. That's what we used to believe, right? That if you're over 55, let him go. Let George go, He's going to be retiring soon. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is that the brain is plastic. You can learn just as easily, and you should learn just as easily at the age of 60, 70, 80 as you do at 20 because the brain is plastic, and there's just no excuse. Look at this person down here. She's positive. She keeps learning. Would you stand up and turn around, let them see you? She's 84 years old. Does she look fabulous? Does she look fabulous or what? I know, right? It's because she keeps up. Don't let these people get away with it because they can't see it coming. They can't see it. They're in denial, and you're just holding on to them. How many of you held on to an employee way beyond the time you should have let go? Be honest. 1, 2, 3. I know, because you're nice people. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a pep talk on being able to release people without feeling guilty. Now, the rare case, these people in denial will get it. It's never too late. But I say, if people are yelling at you to let them go, it's tough to let people go here. New York, easy. Hey, got a problem, out you go. In California, we don't fire people, we release them to the universe. But the thing is, do what you can for them, but if they're not keeping up and they won't do it no matter what, you're not helping them. Do you remember that story of the climbers in the Peruvian Andes? They wrote a book called Touching the Void. Calling his name. He said, man, I thought I killed you. He said, no, I was yelling at you to let me go because there was a ledge about 6 feet below me, and I knew if you cut me loose, I would fall into the ledge and be able to crawl out to freedom, but you couldn't hear me. You couldn't hear me. Are you listening? Are you listening to people that are yelling at you? Sometimes when we think we're killing people, we're doing the best thing we can for them. So develop a let it go culture. And I don't mean this if somebody's in trauma, my dog just died, well, let it go. I don't mean that. But I've got cards and people love them. And I've got a few. If you've got an issue with people, not you, you're not the problem. It's everybody else around you. I know that. Let it go. Let it go. Here are wonderful cards you can use. It's amazing the companies that have picked these up and everybody uses it for chronic complaining. Let it go. And if you want to have a really good time, if you're fighting with your husband or your wife or your partner in the kitchen, like at 10 o'clock at night, she just won't shut up, pick up the card, hold it up. Just see how that works for you. I know. Let it go, let it go. And I want to give you permission. If you feel guilty, you're probably doing something right for you and the company. Right? So that's a let it go culture. But if you still don't have the language, I've heard language is hard in these difficult conversations. Aprendí esto en México. I learned this in Mexico from this Eliseo. Me dijo, cuando el caballo está muerto, déjalo. It's beautiful. You can use it anywhere. It means when your horse is dead, get off it. You can use that anywhere. It's great. So let go. Let it go.